I am a huge fan of horror games. This is a game that I highly recommend you check out, especially if you're a video game purist like myself. I give you The House of the Dead for the Sega Saturn. It was originally an arcade game that was released in 1996 in Japan and 1997 worldwide. It was then released to the Sega Saturn in the year of 1998, and it also had a PC port. It's a first-person light gun rail shooter where you take the role of agents Thomas Rogan and G to take down the dangerous and inhumane experiments of Dr. Kurian, a mad scientist. This game, along with Resident Evil, is credited with popularizing the zombie game genre, which also popularized in renewing the interest in zombie films. What's awesome about this game is that even if you're not using a light gun to play it, it works perfectly well with the controller. Typically, the character you play as is Thomas Rogan, and he is a standard character and he carries 6 rounds and is very average when it comes to power. If you're using a light gun, you can just reload by shooting away from the screen, but if you're using the controller, all you gotta do is press the C button. If you get attacked by any zombie in the game or shoot a civilian, you will lose a life. The more people you save in the game, the more points you get, and it also affects the ending of the game. Yes, that's right, there are multiple endings in the game, which helps with the replay value. Some of the hostages that you rescue in the game will give you an extra life, so make sure that you rescue as many civilians as possible. Also, depending on your actions you make in the game, it affects the direction you go on each stage, so there's multiple ways to complete the game. At the end of each level, you will encounter a boss. Each fight will tell you the weak point of the enemy, except for the final one. The greatest thing that a casual gamer may like about it is that it's not incredibly long. Although some people like games longer, but this one is short and sweet, and that's how I think games should be. You can easily beat the game in just about a half hour to see how long you can last and how many points you can rack up. That's the fun of rail shooters. There are 2 other modes in the games that I do want to discuss. The arcade mode is self-explanatory. You play through the entire game as if you're playing the arcade version. The one thing that it has that is similar to the Saturn mode is that if you lose all your continues, the game is over. The Saturn mode is basically the same as the arcade, the only difference is that you're able to select different kinds of characters. Each one has their own unique stats and amount of ammo you can carry. Some characters carry less ammo but have the most firepower. The amount of lives you have are set to the default 3, but it does give you 9 continues. This is the mode I highly recommend. As much as I love the arcade mode, I have a huge soft spot for the Saturn mode, particularly because I'm allowed to select different characters. The last mode on our list is the boss mode. This is where things start to get really fun. Not that it already wasn't fun, but anyway, you get to select to fight either the chapter 1 through 4 bosses, or even fight all of them in one continuous run. Even if you don't beat the game, it allows you to fight all of the bosses at your disposal as a way of practicing. The main goal is to see how fast you can beat them. You can consider it a time attack mode. It's you against the clock. I highly recommend playing this mode if you're looking to beat the game without getting hurt by the bosses. The fact that it allows you to fight the final boss at any time is a testament to how fair this game is in terms of its difficulty factor. Definitely play this mode to get your practice in, because I will tell you right now, some of these bosses are not easy. God forbid if you're doing it on hard mode. Some people criticize the Saturn version for having really shitty graphics, but to be honest, not every single arcade title on the Saturn has to be graphically perfect in order for it to be fun to play. It's all about the gameplay, and the gameplay is really addicting. That being said, this game is not recommended to everyone. Like I said, some people may find that the graphics are not good and that the game's length is extremely short, but this is a game that's for a group of people who just want to sit down and enjoy it. Many hardcore video game enthusiasts like myself consider this to be one of the best games on the Saturn. It also happens to be one of the rarest games on the Saturn, so having it is a luxury. Before I end this review, I just want to give a huge shout out to Nightbond92 for donating this game to Shiz Gaming and for requesting this review. I can most certainly agree that this is one of the best Sega Saturn games that I have ever played. He also has a channel called The Retro Raiders where he works with another friend of mine named Austin and talks about video games together. Make sure you guys go check them out, they make really amazing content. And I hope you guys also enjoyed my review of this. As always, I don't care what you guys think about as far as my opinions, but what I do care is that you enjoyed the video and you make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so that way you guys will be notified whenever I upload new videos and reviews, and I will be back for another one. This is your friendly neighborhood reptile, signing off.